started studying for the Mcat. We started studying for the Mcat. Guys, welcome again to my channel today. If you're stopping for the first time, my name is Busayo and I am a pre-medical student. And yeah, so today's video, like you already know, is gonna be about the materials I used to study for the Mcat, because we need to dive deep into this, because the material you use for the Mcat prep can literally be a game changer for you. And just before I continue, let me let you all know this was the material I used and it worked for me 100%. Like I said, this was the material I used. You don't necessarily have to use the same materials, but these are just based on my own personal recommendation, because based on my last video. If you haven't watched my last video, hold on, take a pause and go watch that video, because pretty much that video, yeah, you need to watch it. I'll link it up. You need to watch that video. Yeah, so let's dive straight into the materials I used. So it's gonna be broken down into two different categories, which is obviously based on my previous video. I spoke about content and questions. Like I said, content should be done. In case you didn't watch the video, let me just mention it again. Content should be done before your dedicated Mcat studying period. Like, don't mix them up. Like, content should be done before you even say, okay, I'm studying for the Mcat. When someone asks you, what are you doing, and you're like, oh, I'm studying for the Mcat, like, later you should be done with content by that. So let's dive straight into content. I feel like number one thing that helped me with my content is my lectures. Like, in class, I knew I was going to take the Mcat, so I literally paid attention to my professors. Come on, I'm paying tuition. So I made sure I used the opportunity to like put my content together. I would especially for chemistry, like that was literally what helped me. People like say, how did you survive chemistry, especially for the Mcat? I'm like, my professor helped me, so that was what I used. Like I said, pay attention, especially very pre-med and you're still taking all these required classes. Make sure you're paying attention in your class. Make sure you're doing good in all these classes. All these prerequisites to get into medical school, they are there for a reason. So please pay attention in class, and trust me, when it's time to start preparing for the Mcat, it's gonna be so not bad. Let me not say so easy, because I feel like that's a different topic. Okay, that's number one, lectures. Number two, materials I used for my content was the Kaplan books. Oh my gosh, I love Kaplan. I actually tried a different company. I'm not gonna mention it, but it just wasn't gelling. Like, I just didn't think I was getting enough from the book, so I just decided to stick only to Kaplan. And to be honest, that's all you need to know, because they literally summarize everything for you. If there's anything, and I've heard people say Kaplan is a little bit too much, they put too many details. But if you feel like it's too much details, no problem, just skip whatever part you want to skip, especially if you feel like you already know this part or that part. Don't worry about it, just skip it and keep it moving, my dear. Yeah, so I use Kaplan. Another material I used for my content was Khan Academy. Guys, don't sleep on Khan Academy. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they might be taking off the Mcat section, they said, by September this year, September 2021. I'm not sure, but I would make use of a Khan Academy, especially for psychology, sociology. Like, it is the bomb. And that's especially for people who are like on a budget. You don't really have a lot of money to spend on all this study material, because this material, they ain't cheap. They are so expensive. But like I said, if you're sent on a budget, don't let that stop you from your dream of taking the Mcat or whatsoever. Just dive straight into Khan Academy. They have lots of videos, and I love how before you start each section they have like questions, so it kind of like helps you remind yourself, do I really know this part of the Mcat or do I not? So try to utilize that. That was so helpful. Thank God for Khan Academy in my life. Alright, the next and the final one I used for content review was YouTube. I cannot overemphasize this. Seek help. YouTube is one free place where you can. Of course, you guys are here. You already know about YouTube, but don't sleep on YouTube. YouTube be having some good stuff, you know. So all you have to do is make your own research. Look at what material kind of works best for you, and trust me, you'll be the bomb, the bomb, the bomb. All right, now after this, let's move straight to the questions. Like I said, don't say you're studying for the Mcat without your questions. If you're only doing content, hey, that is not the Mcat. That is something else. But as soon as you dive into those questions, that's when you can start telling people, oh, I started studying for the Mcat, Mcat. I started studying for the Mcat. So yeah, like I said, questions I would recommend number one. The reason I'm putting this number one is because this was the main thing I use. I use UWorld. You can never ever go wrong with UWorld. UWorld is like amazing. Like I just love how their question banks are. They have them per topics. Like they kind of broke them down. Let's say for instance, if you're struggling with a particular topic, you can start with that. Like, oh, let me get this topic out of the way. They kind of, it's so amazing. I'll try to see if I can, just for copyright issue, I don't think I'm able to post their questions on this video, but I think they do have a free trial. Like they have like a 7-day free trial. You know, they give you like 100 questions or something like that. I am not 100% sure, but you should check them out. And UWorld to me is like go there. When I purchased UWorld last year, they had a lot of questions, like a lot of questions. And the good thing I love about UWorld is that they have, when you miss a question, they explain everything to you. So it's like a win-win situation because you have you have the questions and then you have the content to go with it. Like to me, that's just dope. Like UWorld is fantastic. The second place I would also recommend taking questions from is Khan Academy. I mentioned this for content, but guess what? You guys be sleeping on Khan Academy. Khan Academy, they have some really good question bank. Like you'll be surprised. Like the questions I think the questions on Khan Academy, they're a little bit on the easier scale, but guess what? They are still practice. Like this. And the good thing is they even have passage-based questions. Same thing with UWorld. I forgot to mention. UWorld has passage-based questions alongside with the standalone questions because the MCAT is broken down into two standalone questions, which are discrete questions, and the one that come with the passages. Khan Academy has both. Same thing with UWorld. Like Khan Academy, and guess what? UWorld you have to pay for it. Khan Academy is 100% free. Like those questions are free, honey. So what? Like I said, I'll recommend you definitely look into those. And then the third one I use for my question is Jack Weston. you guys is sleeping on these free resources, man. Like Jack Weston is amazing. Like I use that especially for cars. I'm sure most people who took the MCAT, they are very familiar with Jack Weston, and I'm sure they use it. Most people I spoke to, how did you do good on the car section? They're like, oh, I kept practicing using the free Jack Weston question, because these questions are like, they would challenge you. To be honest, cars is a different video, so let me not spill all the beans right here. You guys would, I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to make sure I'm going straight to the point of this video. So that's another free resource. Jack Weston is 100% free if you're just in the questions, so I recommend you don't sleep on Jack Weston. And I think the final one I used was Kaplan, the Kaplan question. So when I got the books from Kaplan, it came with like free, I think 3 practice questions, I believe, and there's one half length, which is basically like a diagnosis test that kind of tells you where you are. So that was that was very good. That was very good. And I recommend you use that too, because those Kaplan questions be so hard. They are so hard. Oh my god, did I say last question? I am so sorry. How can I even move on without mentioning? So no, I'm sorry. Kaplan wasn't the last. The very last question bank I used was the AAMC study materials. Come on, guys. You have to. Like, please, in case if you are watching this, don't take the MCAT without attempting the AMC study bank, like the full length questions, the everything. To be honest, what I recommend you do, go ahead and purchase the full AMC study material. I think it comes with, when you buy it, it's good for a year. So just buy it. Like, it is key, it is gold. You need it to do good on the MCAT. Don't just think you're gonna know your content and just be good and just take the exam and boom, 528. No, it doesn't work that way. I wish it was that easy, but no, it's not that easy, my dear. So make sure you jump on that AMC study material, and that's it. So to summarize, the first one I said I used was what was the first one I said? U-Word. After U-Word, I used Khan Academy. Don't sleep on that. Khan Academy. Aside Khan Academy, I used JaQuestion. Aside JaQuestion, I also used the Kaplan books. Aside the Kaplan books, I also used the AMC study material. Like those 5. Oh no. Okay, this also, don't sleep on Anki. I mentioned it in my last video. If you haven't watched my last video, this should be the nice time for you to go back and watch it. Anki, you guys don't sleep on Anki, okay? Let me know if you want me to make a video on how I use the Anki to help me retain content. I'm still going to make another video on how I retained things during my pre-med days, and even up to now, how Anki has been very helpful to me. So yes, let me know if you want me to make a video about that. And yeah, those were the study materials I used. And yeah, like I said, I want all of us to get into med school. I want every single person watching this video to get into med school, if that's your dream. Because I know most people watching this video right now, the goal is either to get into maybe medical school somewhere. Like, I want us to all be doctors. Yeah, I want you to become a doctor. And without the MCAT, I don't know. Depending on what part of the world you're in. But if you're in the United States trying to get into a medical school here in the United States, you need the MCAT. So yes, I want you all to do good on the MCAT. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions about anything MCAT related. Drop it in the comments section down below, and I will see you in my next video. And yeah, have you subscribed yet? If you haven't subscribed, come on, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much, and have a fantastic day. Bye bye.